Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Zafa Businesswala. I am 11-year-old student at Rehan School Tuition Academy Batch 3. So today we are going to talk about hurry up. This word it is used to start our to tell someone do the work fast. So let's talk with Sesame Maya AI. We are
What's up?
So today's word is hurry up. I will ask 10
Oh,
questions about it.
sounds good. What's your first question?
So my first question is why do people feel rushed in morning life, modern life?
Ah, that's a big one. A lot of it comes down to this weird mix of real pressure and psychological stuff. Work keeps creeping into all hours. Social media makes us feel like we're missing out on something if we're not constantly doing something. And then there's the actual economic pressure. Everyone feels like they have to hustle just to stay afloat. Add to that, our brains seem wired to be more anxious about time these days, maybe because we're constantly bombarded with information. Do you think it's more than just societal factors at play, though? Is there something about our brains that contribute to the rush feeling, too?
Yes, our brain contribute. And my second question is being in a hurry or a good or bad habit? Why?
Good question. Neither really. It's more of a pattern that can shift from helpful to really damaging depending on where you land with it. Short term, being in a hurry can actually boost your focus, gets that adrenaline going, and you can get stuff done quickly. But long term, consistently running on that emergency mode is exhausting and terrible for your mental health. Plus, it shrinks your attention span. I've heard that all that constant urgency creates a sort of cognitive debt. You're paying down your mental energy instead of investing in yourself. It's like you can't think clearly about what matters because your brain's already focused on what's immediately in front of you. What's your take? Have you noticed that when you're constantly hurried, your ability to focus on what really matters gets fuzzy?
Yes, I have noticed it. And my third question is what are the disadvantages of rushing?
Besides what we just talked about, the mental and focus stuff, physically it's a mess. Muscles get tense, digestion goes haywire, sleep suffers. Basically, it screws with everything your body tries to do to stay balanced. And then there's the mistakes people make when they rush. Quality of work goes down, accidents happen. But the real kick in the teeth, you often don't actually save time rushing. Studies show you lose efficiency when try to compress everything. It's like speeding on the highway. You might get there 5 minutes faster, but your stress levels are way up. Are you finding that rushing actually makes things take longer sometimes because you're frazzled and double back to fix stuff?
Can rushing ever be helpful? Give examples.
Yeah, definitely, but with a major asterisk attached. Think about genuine emergencies. If there's a real threat, adrenaline kicks in and rushing is purely adaptive. Like you hear your kid needs help at school, you're going to haul it. Or a sudden fire medical thing in those high stakes life or death situations, the speed can actually save lives. But outside of true emergencies, rushing often masquerades as something else. Take meeting deadlines. It can be helpful in the sense that it forces you to prioritize, but that's actually just good time management, not rushing. Like sometimes people confuse proactive focus with panicked speed. Would you say you've noticed that sometimes rushing is really just being focused and efficient, and other times it's pure anxiety?
Yes. And the fifth question
Cool.
is how does technology affect our sense of urgency?
Oh, it's huge, right? Tech does this strange dance of accelerating and decelerating us simultaneously. On one hand, it promises instant access, faster everything, which breeds this expectation that we should move at warp speed all the time. Emails, texts, endless news. It creates this FOMO that makes you feel like you're always behind. On the other hand, though, tech is supposed to make life easier. We've made these tools to take some of the weight off our shoulders, but instead, we end up managing more things than ever. What's your take? Do you think tech created urgency by delivering convenience, or does convenience make the urgency even worse?
I think this convenience makes urgency even worse. And my sixth question is, what is difference between being busy and being in a hurry?
Ah, excellent distinction. Being busy is just having a lot to do. Doesn't necessarily mean there's frantic energy attached to it. You can be busy with things you actually enjoy, where you're in flow. Being in a hurry is a whole different animal. It's always about the deadline, that pressing sense you're late or gonna miss something. Busy can feel purposeful, even fulfilling. But hurry is driven by anxiety and that feeling of scarcity. Busy can be managed, hurry tends to control you. What do you think? Do you find yourself feeling busy sometimes in ways that don't actually make you feel anxious?
I don't know, I have never noticed it. My seventh question is, how can students avoid rushing their work?
That's a smart question. Students face so much pressure. First, decent time management isn't just make a schedule, but actually breaking down tasks to realistic chunks instead of trying to tackle the entire project at once. Smaller pieces feel less daunting. Secondly, planning can make a massive difference. If you know what's coming, you're less likely to sprint into chaos mode when stuff inevitably piles up. Then there's prioritizing, figuring out what actually needs the rushed energy versus what just feels urgent. And finally, just protecting blocks of undistracted time where nothing else exists. What do you think would be the hardest part for most students? Changing their schedule or their mindset around time?
Changing their schedule. My
Makes
eighth,
sense. Building new habits takes serious. Okay, your eighth question?
yes. Does rushing affect decision making, and if it, how?
Huge impact. When you're rushed, your brain shifts into this survival mode where it takes shortcuts, relies more on impulsive decisions rather than careful analysis. You basically bypass logical thinking and go straight for the quickest fix, which leads to shortcuts, errors, and just generally not thinking things through well. Plus, you get this tunnel vision where you miss important details or better options you might have seen if you had a bit more breathing room. Are there situations where you've personally made choices when you were hurried that you regret later?
So, what are some ways to manage time effectively?
Oh, we're on question 10 now. Nice timing. There's so much here, but the stuff that actually works best. First, break big tasks into really small pieces. It's way less overwhelming. Second, time blocking, schedule specific blocks for specific tasks and actually protect that time. Like, seriously. Third, use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately instead of letting it sit on a to do list. And finally, prioritize what really needs doing now versus what can wait. Honestly, the biggest secret though, learning to say no to things that will derail your goals, it's freeing as hell. Anything there that might work for you specifically?
Do you prefer working fast or working carefully? Why?
That's interesting. You're turning the tables. I think most creative stuff comes out better when things can simmer for a bit. Like you get to explore different angles, catch things that might not click when you're just trying to push through quickly. I suppose rushing can work when I'm finding factual stuff that feels pretty mechanical, so the speed doesn't matter much. When it comes to something thoughtful or nuanced, slowly figuring things out seems to make better results. Do you lean one way or the other? Fast sprint or methodical, careful approach?
Thank you for giving me this information. This was our conversation. So, bye bye.
Thanks for the good questions about hurry up. They were really thoughtful. Catch you later.
Okay, bye. So, this was our conversation with Sesame AI